This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after this show.
Don't drink the faucet. We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter. Yeah, I want. Here's good.
Yeah.
Madam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on. He likes it. It's showtime.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
Oh yeah, it is. It's showtime. Hey everybody. I'm just moseying in, getting comfortable, getting settled. Long day, putting this together for you. Why? Because we love you. Welcome to Life with Peter G, the Peter G Show. Every Wednesday, like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. God willing. And I mean that. With all my heart. Life is challenging at times. Thank God for a lot of things. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful that I'm here, and I'm definitely grateful that you're here, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching after the show, because the show goes on demand and lives on forever. Don't forget that. You know, for those of you who love to watch live, I appreciate that. I do. But if you miss the show, don't just wait for next week. Listen to it when you can, when you're driving in the car, when you're walking. We'll talk about all that stuff. But I mean, why miss the show? It's here for a reason. I put together this stuff, and it's for you right there. First comment right there, live. Good for you. Hope I don't put you to sleep tonight. Right there for David. Oh, good for you, because I'm telling you, it ain't easy being me, and I mean that. So take what I have to give you. Cost you nothing but your time. And I know time is precious. It is. Speaking of time, in a couple of days, it's Labor Day weekend. It's like, boom. Now, I mentioned something last week about, summer's kind of going. Labor Day weekend, because school already started. Used to be, when I was growing up as a kid, back in my day, we started school the following week after Labor Day weekend. And we got out of school before Memorial Day weekend. Things are all messed up now. They just changed stuff up. It's all different. But school started a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago for most people, kids. And, that changes your whole lifestyle. I mean, I've been there, done that. It was great, but it was hard. Loved every minute of it, though. Do again if I could, if I knew I would get off as easy as I did. But, it can be challenging raising kids. But the minute school starts, everything changes. You're buckling down. All right, school starting. Your summer schedule changes. Everything changes. But for a lot of people, for some people, when you've been there, done that, or don't have kids or whatever, it means nothing. But one thing for sure is summer is starting to fade, depending where you live. It's already starting to get darker by 8 p.m., no longer 8:30, 8:45. Now, if you live in the northern part of the United States, I've been up in Michigan and places like that doing shows back in the day. And you're looking out at these outdoor venues, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and the sun is you can still see there's a little bit of daylight. It was kind of different, but not as different as living in Alaska or anything like that. And can't say I've been there, but things change. Everything's going. Summer's going to be fading before. And again, I make fun of it, and I will make fun of it again. It's like the ongoing joke forever when daylight savings time goes away and everybody's freaking out at 5:30 darkness. I don't know. And then in a blink of an eye, we get through the cold winters or wherever you live and winter period. And then we get back to it and we just do it, wash, rinse, repeat. hopefully successfully. But that's what's going on. Labor Day weekend's in a few more days. I hope everybody enjoys themselves or whatever. I take that back. I try to make every day a good day. I'm not gonna say I enjoy myself every day because it's been a long year. A lot of stuff involved, but I am grateful, and I don't necessarily have to because it's the weekend. It doesn't have to be that special because I live a different schedule, but any day that you can have a good day is a good day. Does that make sense? I know Memorial Days and 4th of July it's about cookouts and things like that, but I do those, anytime feasible. Make the best of every day. There we go. There. Okay, now I can officially start. Pensacola's in the house. Okay, I'm glad you're in the house because it's dark outside right now probably, and you need to get inside. You don't want any black bears coming across your property. My Ninja. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, my Ninja. Great song. Anyway, tonight... Oh, before I even start, love the comments. I do. I love the comments. Look, here's Sean's giving me a yo. Yo, what up? My daughter, when she calls me on the phone, it's like this new thing she's got. It's like, what up, Dad? What up, Dad? And I was like, what up, Dad? She sounds like different. She sounds like she did actually from a little kid. She used to joke with this type of voice. And now it's like, what up, Dad? I'll take it, though. I'll take it. Anyway, Sean, thanks. Yo. Speaking of comments, last week, Voices with Vicky. Vicky was on last week, and she simulcasted from her YouTube channel, and lots of comments on the YouTube page. Now, you can see the live comments if you're on YouTube or if you're on the official Facebook Peter G Show page. But I'm, God bless it, man. They have, I'm kind of embarrassed that my guests are bringing in all these people that comment. I know you guys are watching. But this is the kind of stuff we need right here. And again, thanks, Sean. Love the show. Can't wait to hear the topic of the day. Your Riz got cred. All right, I'll take it. I got some schnizzle in my sizzle. Yeah, that's how it goes. With all you kids lingo. It's like when we had Matt Kim on the show. I don't have a guest tonight, so that's why I can go through this stuff because it's important stuff. I like talking to you guys, with you guys. The comments, though, when Matt Kim was on the show, he simulcasted, which he was gracious enough to share my live show with his audience on his YouTube channel, and the comments were it was like you couldn't keep up. Hundreds and hundreds, some not so good. They were kicking my ass, but I'll take it. It was I thought you guys would enjoy that. Just voicing your opinion. Tonight, you might want to voice your opinion. Last week, I put the phone on. Was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago? Nada. I'm giving you an opportunity to voice your opinions. Do it. It's not that hard. It's worth it. Tonight, well, it's enough of the comments. But I do love when you guys comment on I'll try to read them. They're worthy. Talk about stuff. Look, okay, Steve B. All right, good. Steve B's here. I think I took almost all the class in session. All right, thanks for joining. I'm just having to get on these people about the comments. I mean, I wish they commented more. Voice your opinion. I know everybody's got one. Kind of good for other people to share their ideas and things like that. Okay. Is there a particular... I got to bring this because Sean has a question. Yes, Sean, you in the back. Is there a particular topic that you want us to voice your opinions on? Yes. When I have a show and I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about, that's when you can say whether you think it sucks or you have something else you want to add to it. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it because it's all about us talking. If you don't talk, I'm tired. I'm not tired. It hurts me to see these people that really want to say something, but they're afraid to say something. And if we all stay quiet, we're going to be quietly led to slaughter in a lot of situations, metaphorically speaking. Speaking of which, tonight, this is something that I haven't talked about. Thanks, Sean. This is something I haven't talked about, and I want to talk about it because it's been on my mind for ages. But it's not that I was. The only reason I haven't talked about this is because I just got caught up. I have guests, I have schedules and things like that, and I just never fit it in. But I decided finally, I put my foot down, and I have something to say. Let's see. I mean, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna see what Sean's got to say again. Because let's say, I'm so glad you're doing this because I used to have a show on my own, open talk on Skype, casting this a great platform, and happy that you're giving everyone the opportunity. I give people the opportunity, but unfortunately, years ago, I used to have open phones, and I strictly did it. Tell me your problem, what's going on in your life, and it used to work. And then I got away from it, and now it's like the ship has sailed. Like nobody wants to come back on and talk on the phone. But again, I guess one baby step at a time. I kind of created this monster of beautiful lurkers. All my people are watching, and I love you for watching, but participate. This is what it's all about. Someday I might not be able to do this. It'll be a whole different way. But now I can, and nobody can tell me what to do yet. But I've been procrastinating on a topic that I feel is really, really important because I think that this person flies under the radar and he's just plain evil, and we're letting him get away with it. Tonight, I'm going to talk about Bill Gates. Anybody heard of Bill Gates? Does anybody even mention Bill Gates? He came out as this nerdy guy who he didn't really develop Microsoft. He bought Microsoft. He knows how to grab things and make money from them. Other people developed it, but he got his hands on it and then made it big, took it to the next step. That's a big deal too. You got everybody has a purpose in life. He's what you'll see in a video later down the road on the show. He's a monopolizer. He knows how to take something and make it bigger and make the most out of it. And unfortunately, he's doing this with a lot of things and our lives as well. I'm going to talk around certain words on this show tonight because I do not want to get taken down from the tube, which has happened, but I'm going to be talking about some things that I know that they can't stand because they don't want the truth out, and I'm going to cross my fingers that I get through it and it stays, but the bots go crazy and they find things. Again, they pull down shows from 5 years ago, not too long ago. They keep on doing it. They're just wicked. But tonight we're going to talk about Bill Gates. I think he's an evil genius, not even a genius. He's just evil. And he's this guy, his parents were, what was the name of the he's all about depopulation. I mean, he puts chemicals in our foods. He buys and owns more farmland than anybody in the United States. The GMOs, the mosquitoes, injecting mosquitoes with mRNA to bite us. And I mean, the craziest stuff. All this stuff is going to affect our lives. And he claims that it's all about good health, but it's not. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. How does it good health if it slowly unalives you and looks like it's just a typical illness? And that's how they're doing it. And he's the main character, and he is no better. He is no better than George Soros and all those assholes, the WHO, the New World Order, all those people. He's part of the problem, and we don't talk about him. He's doing all this stuff, blatantly talks about it, and gets away with it, and we just keep on moving on. Imitation foods he's making. It's crazy. And we're going to talk about that tonight. I have videos I want you to see. Again, I'm not making up your mind. I'm just exposing things for you to consider. And we can't let this man just get away with it. He's one of the richest people in the world, and he's playing God with our lives. And if you don't believe me, stick around tonight. Watch what I have to show you. And then maybe I may open up the phone and give you an opportunity to call in and voice your opinion. But I wanted to talk about Bill Gates because to me, there's so many distractions going on in the world that he's doing very, very bad things, in my opinion, to our food, to our land, to us. That's affecting and going to affect down the road for generations. Because he's picking and choosing who lives, who doesn't, how you live, what you eat. it sucks. We don't need that. We don't need that. Anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. So stick around. That's important to me. I'm finally getting to this, and glad I am, and hope we can talk about it in ways and not get pulled down, penalized. I get shadow banned. I get throttled back. The whole deal. They kill me. But I'll keep pushing forward. That's what's going on tonight. Real quick, next week, this is a good one. I think they're all good, but I'm a big fan. A couple of years ago, I had Dr. Michael Johnson on the show. He's a homeopathic doctor, a natural doctor of natural medicine. This guy is on fire. He's just friggin' awesome. He's from Appleton, Wisconsin. He's got a YouTube channel. He's on TikTok. I found him on TikTok years ago. He's always on there giving free help. Talking about the topics. And I'll tell you why I'm so into him now. Because number one, I think he actually really knows what he's talking about. In fact, I know he does. About things. And personally, I think Western medicine, the doctors today, are not looking for ways to heal you. They're just giving you pills to cover up the problem. And that's no way to live. And Dr. Michael Johnson, this naturopath that's in Appleton, Wisconsin, is going to be on this show next week, Wednesday, September 3rd, right on here, this little old show, Peter G Show, Life of Peter G, talking about all the things that he does. And I really like him a lot. I can have this guy on once a month because, let's face it, there's so many things and so many with the human body, and he's got so many topics, and I like him a lot. And he's going to be on this show. So join me next week, Wednesday, September 3rd, right here with Dr. Michael Johnson, naturopath from Appleton, Wisconsin. I think he's the bomb. He actually knows what he's talking about. And it could help you a lot. Everything happens for a reason. If you happen to tune into that show, it's because you're supposed to be here. Just like the ones that are here now or listening later. There's a reason for everything. So please do that. You'll thank me later. And if you don't thank me, it's okay. I'm just doing what I feel is right. Anyway, okay. Where are we? Yeah. So much going on. All right. I think what we're going to do is, just a reminder, please, please, please. I need your help. Please subscribe to YouTube. They kill me. I need the help. I need the help. I need the help. If you're watching from YouTube, just hit the button. It's real easy. Just hit the subscribe button. If you're watching from the official Facebook Peter G Show page, hit the like or the follow, whatever it is. We're doing pretty good on Facebook. They're not banning me nearly as much. But if you got the time, go over to the YouTube and just hit the subscribe anyway. Just help a brother out. I need it. They're killing me. And I got business people that just, they want to see numbers. And I think it sucks because I know that we are 5 times the crowd not registered. Not subscribed. I'm guilty of it. I don't subscribe to everything, and I watch a lot of things consecutively. So I'm guilty of it too. But I'm asking you, okay? I never used to ask, but lately this past year, I'm asking because it all counts. So please, and don't forget, I know a lot of you are busy. It's hard to watch a long form show, but I'm so grateful and thankful that you do. You take the time out of your lives to watch it because I like watching. I'm a visual kind of guy. I like seeing things, but a lot of people love podcasts. So we're on 26 different platforms on audio podcast. When this show is over tonight, by Friday, I think it goes to audio podcast. And you can, put earbuds when you're walking, exercising, working, driving in the car. If you live in Los Angeles or in these big cities, the commutes can take anywhere from 40 minutes to 2 hours each way. Listen to a Peter G Show. There's over 400 shows, tons of different topics. I promise you, they're not like, some are dated because some are old current events and things like that, which I like to talk about. But there's a lot of topics, kind of like the one we're going to talk about today. So please, 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 please. All just simple for the podcast. Just Google Peter G Show podcast. You can be on Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube even has it, Apple Podcasts, which is probably the biggest. But just do it. Just do it. I appreciate it. I do. I know. I thank those that are watching, but I need you to and subscribe to those too, please. All right. Cool. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I would need to. We're gonna take a quick break because we need to hear from my good friends. Can't do the show without hearing from my good friends from Clean Star Products with their money-saving fuel additive DX1 driver. Let's face it, folks. It makes sense to save money, and this is the way I suggest you do it. We'll be right back.
Hello, it's Tyrone Thompson here with Clean Star Products, and we're here with William.
High-end car service.
And we've just serviced his Cadillac Escalade 2024. And we're going to be giving it a go to see what kind of results he'll be getting in his fuel mileage and any performance differences, and be checking with him later.
All right.
Thank you, William, for participating in our environmental program. We're here with High-End Car Services, my friend William, who's been using DX1 for a small time now. What kind of results have you been getting?
Up to 45.1 miles per gallon best results, and the engine has been quieter, and I can definitely feel the power in the engine. I have a diesel.
Thank you so much. We're going to keep going with the program and check in with you later. We appreciate you. The Long Life Engine program with DX1 Driver is the only safe environmental product for your high mileage engine. DX1 is a non-toxic, clean-burning oil that goes into your fuel and your engine oil, providing lubricity for gasoline and diesel engines. You save on average 10% gasoline and 15% diesel fuel consumption. Call now for a price quote and place your order today. It's the Long Life Engine program from Clean Star Products and Tyrone Thompson.
That's right. Clean Star Products, DX1 driver. 2 words. It works. It does. I use it myself. I'd never talk about something if I didn't know that I was actually talking about something that actually does what it says it does. Tried it. Noticed the difference probably within 3 to 4 full tanks of gas, however long that took for me to drive for all that. But it's simple stuff. One of these little bottles right here. This is for your average 4-door sedan, all right? Pour that into a clean oil change into your crankcase. Last the whole oil change, whether that's 5,000 miles on average for most cars, or if you have a Mercedes or anything like that, it's 10,000 miles. And then every time you fill up your tank, you put one of these little bottles into your fuel tank. Now, I drive a larger vehicle. It's a V8, so the bottle's a little bit bigger, but you put that into the same thing, do the same thing, and put it into the gas tank. Now, again, and you have to have a little bit more because it's a bigger engine because, again, Bentleys are only, 8 and 12 cylinder, and you can't, this bottle's not big enough. Now, I don't drive a Bentley. But I was just saying that so you'll know, in case you do. It works. I noticed the difference, like I said, within 3 or 4 tanks of gas. And here's the deal. If you, and I forgot to do that, if you go to their website at www.cleanstarproducts.com, there's all kinds of information right there you can look up and if you want to know things. But here's what I would do if I were you. They are giving you their telephone number. I'm giving you their telephone number. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. 310-200-8931. Call them personally. They will talk to you personally because they have a product that works and they're proud of their product. And they'll answer all your questions. And the reason I want you to call is because when they answer your questions, should you decide to order, you mention you saw it on the Peter G Show. This is the important part, okay? You mention you saw it on the Peter G Show, and they will send you 5 bottles for the price of 4. I say that a lot. I say that every week because that's what they're doing for us, for you, for watching this show, and for ordering. 5 bottles at the price of 4. That's the perfect starter kit because you put one of those bottles into the fresh, clean oil change, and then that gives you 4 tanks of gas. 4. So put it in, fill up your tank, drive it to your close to empty, do it again. Wash, rinse, repeat. It couldn't be any simpler. All right? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this. All you have to do is know how to fill your car up with gas. And believe me, I had some friends that didn't even know how to do that. But it's that simple. You'll notice the difference. I'm telling you, you will realize, and let's face it, cars are expensive, gas is expensive. All right? Repairs on cars are expensive. Right, Dave? You want your car to run its best. More lubricity. It keeps everything moving better, less wear and tear. Get more out of your life out of your car. And while it's Good food, good body. How better can I explain it? Just like feeding your body good food, same thing for your car. Same analogy. All right? Makes sense. Call them at that number. But please mention that you saw it on the Peter G Show, and they will take care of you by sending you 5 bottles for the price of 4. Can't ask for too much more than that. Again, they know what I do, and they still love me and sponsor me. So, amen. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Are we ready? You guys ready? Let me see what we got here. A few comments are rolling by. Grant, aloha. All right, I'm gonna take it that you're saying that from Hawaii. Call me crazy. It's just my intuition. Thanks for tuning in. This is my office profile. All right. Well, whatever you want to use. Let's see. Oh, you were chatting with Sean. All right. Well, chat amongst yourselves. All right. Just keep paying attention because I got some good stuff I'm bringing you tonight. You may know this stuff, you may not, but share. Oh no, crazy. I'm in Colorado Springs. All right. Well, then you had the Hawaii vibes going on, so I just assumed because 3 weeks ago we did the 2-year anniversary on the Lahaina fire, so I thought you were from that crowd that was watching because that was really important too. Again, I'm trying to bring things that are flying under the radar that the people that don't want you to see things, I'm trying to bring it to your attention because this is affecting all of us. I just can't sit by anymore and just let us all get run over, metaphorically, but not. So I'm bringing these things to people's attention. I'd rather not. I wish we were doing nothing but fun stuff, which I hope to get back to one of these days, but we got to stand up for ourselves. We can't just it's okay. It's not okay. Again, it doesn't affect you directly. Everybody's just walking on by and it's no big deal. It doesn't bother me. It's going to eventually catch up with each and every one of us. So before we get started, as always, let's take a little sip, get things motivated here. Here's to you guys. I love you guys. Please share. Subscribe, follow, please. I love you. Thank you for watching. Salute. Smooth. Let me have one more. It's gonna be an intense show in a casual kind of way. Oh. Ooh. Don't light a match. Let's see here. Grant, you could write me emails or something. I'm trying to see. I can't. I got to keep moving now, but I would really love to discuss it. So I'm going to put this on, and then I got to keep moving. Anybody has anything seriously they want to talk about, they can send emails to info@petergshow.com. They get read. So I would love to discuss the very topic with you, and then I'm trying to help people on a grassroots level, and I think we could help each other. I did the people I had on my show from Lahaina, they were grassroots, and they live on the island, and they know exactly what went down, and they just can't say a whole lot of stuff yet, but they will. Time is coming. But anyway, again, Bill Gates. I'm going to show you a little picture first. For those of you who don't know who Bill Gates is, you need to know. This is a really big deal. You really need to know. Bill Gates, how does a guy get to block the sun, cover your organic fruits with a wax film, insert fake meats into the supply chain, and bioengineer mosquitoes to release vaccines without anyone's consent or approval, and not to be called a supervillain. This is what this guy does. This guy was a Microsoft builder. He is the one who brought Microsoft to the top. He didn't really develop it, but he made it popular. And now all of a sudden he's a scientist, he's a doctor, he knows what's best for you, what you should and should not do, whether you should live or not. He's playing God, and I don't like it. It's just that simple. I don't think you should like it either. And he's so quiet and silent. Nobody is standing up against him. Nobody's said. Well, there are, but he's so evil, but yet so silent And when he does speak, everybody just lets it go in one ear and out the other, and like, no big deal. Don't you love your families, your friends, everything? Putting crap into everything that we're eating, and it's all going to catch up with us. And then you get older and you start having some ailment, and it just ends up being the C word, or you're developing some kind of illness, and you're not going to trace it back to all the crap they've been putting in you. And that's just the way they want to do it. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Bill Gates, silent evil, supervillain, because he's responsible. This is his department. That's what he's doing. He's the one doing it. No doubt about it. I mean, they all have their part to play. George Soros and all his money, he just keeps all the havoc going, amongst the world, and the rioters, and keeping everybody divided and making everybody hate each other and all that. He just keeps throwing his money that direction, and Bill Gates invests in cures. He creates, problems, and then he has the cure for you to buy, or the government pays for that he charges. I didn't hear any. You didn't hear any. I didn't hear anything about Gates. We are just getting started, so maybe you just tuned in at the right time, Betty. Just starting. You are going to hear it now. You didn't hear anything from me or from like the world in general. And if you didn't hear anything like in the news or this and that, it's because they don't want you to hear anything about them. They just quietly slide it in. And then tough luck, because again, the way everybody's going to be disappearing and things, it's just going to look like natural causes of illnesses that we all had, except maybe you shouldn't have had that illness, or if you were going to have it, you would have had it 20 years further down the road or 10 years further down the road. They're going to shorten everybody's time on this earth. I promise you. And it's going to look like natural, it's just the way it is. But yet they claim that they want to do more about about health and everything like that, but he blatantly says about depopulating, and this is the first one we're going to do. So here we are with where are we at? Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan. This is a quick little Joe Rogan talking about Bill Gates on how he just gets away with everything. I mean, it's a mind blower. It shouldn't be, but check it out. Here we go. Ready? Thanks for tuning in. Maybe hopefully it'll open up some eyes tonight, especially if you share. Here we go.
No, everyone wants to pretend that he's just like this amazing philanthropist. Like, no, he made a lot of money. This is motivated by money, and his entire career he's been motivated by money. Yeah. I mean, he's been a guy who is really good at monopoly, and that was why they went after Microsoft so many times for monopolistic practices. I mean, he's a businessman, and in that time, his business was the business of telling people things that he's not educated in. All right, he's not a scientist. He's not a virologist. He's not a medical doctor. Yet he was this public health advocate on television telling everybody to go out and get this medical intervention that he would profit from, which is fucking wild. It's really wild that it's that transparent, that it's not like multiple steps and shell corporations and it's really difficult to find out where the money's going. It's like right there. It's like the Nancy Pelosi stock trading thing. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's right there. Like you knew, and so you did that and sold, and you did that and bought, and you've made hundreds of millions of dollars off of $100,000 a year salary. Like what the fuck is going on? This is crazy how transparent it is. You're not even hiding it. It's right there.
That's the problem. They're not even hiding this stuff anymore. They're just doing it because nobody seems to be saying, hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? You got to realize, because while we were watching this, I was reading a couple more comments, and Grant was saying that, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? It's going to get us all unalived. But you have to remember, there's many of us and only a handful of them, but they make you feel like they got a grip on you. There's only a few. The whole like World Health Organization, Soros, and that whole shit, whole thing that they just self-appointed themselves to be the ones to tell you what to do. All these rich assholes up in Switzerland telling you what to eat, bugs, and they want you and nobody to own houses and all this kind of stuff. There's only a handful of them. Believe me, they can be shut down if we all stay together. But that's where Soros comes in, and he makes sure that we're all fighting amongst each other, and you suck, and Democrat and Republican, and all this bullshit. There's a lot of us. If we all don't sit there and don't do anything, and we talk, and they go, wow, they're starting to get uppity, we better calm down. They'll wait for another time. They'll try it again. That's just what happened 40 years ago. They tried this 40 years ago. It wasn't working. So they shut up, and they went back into their caves, and they wait for a new period. And all of a sudden, look at all the hell we've gone through over the past 5 years. And eugenics, Bill Gates' parents belonged to this organization, eugenics, and it was all about depopulation. So, he grew up in that environment. So his brain is conditioned to like, that's the way we have to go. Like, there's not enough room for all the people on the planet. It's like bullshit. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room. There's plenty of oxygen. The climate change and all this bullshit. They have stuck it in your head. It's all bullshit. And if you don't agree, God bless you. But I'm going to do a show on climate change before this year is over and show you all the bullshit that's going on. Now, granted, yes, there is climate change, but not the climate change they're talking about. Glaciers are going to melt. We're having a heat. Everything's going to melt, or we're going to have an ice age. I mean, if you really look at the time from the 80s to now or the 70s to now, and all they said that was going to happen, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. But again, they keep you busy, and then we just keep on moving on. You just forget. And then they just keep on pounding your head. We need more money for climate change. More money, more money, more money to go into their pockets, to all their NGO organizations, all their nonprofits. They're all getting rich, and we the people, are just, footing the bill for nothing. For nothing. We'll get into that too. But anyway, Bill Gates, he's part of the whole crew. They all have their job to do, and it sucks. But here, I like this guy, Jim Brewer. He's a comedian, but he's really gotten kind of into political comedy, and he knows how much bullshit it is. And I like this guy. I hope to get him on my show. If I don't get him on this year, I'll get him on sometime next year. But I'm going for it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to. At least I hope I am. But here's him talking about Bill Gates. Enjoy.
Why is Bill Gates worshipped? He wants to block out the sun. He's geoengineering mosquitoes, and he invests all his money in depopulating the world. And this all comes out of his mouth.
The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic. There will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
And people still put this man on a platform. He's playing God. He gets to decide who will live and who won't live. But hey, Bill Gates, isn't he brilliant? Guy, what a good guy. He contributes, he pays off. You know what all sick individuals do? They pay people off. Here, I'm a good guy. Ain't I a good guy? I'll pay for your foundation. Foundations, a lot of times, are big write-offs for billionaires. They need to write off a lot of money in taxes.
He's right. He's absolutely right. But again, we're all too busy. We're all too busy just living our lives. And, and again, we go to the grocery stores. You're just buying food. You're trying to buy what you can afford. Now, he owns everything. He owns everything. He just came out with, it's been some kind of appeal. It's some wax coating they spray even on the organic fruits now. That's poison. I mean, you think you're buying organic and you're still not buying organic. He's getting his fingers into everything we do that goes into our bodies, the way we live, the way we breathe, even the air we breathe. It sucks. It sucks. And there are these people that are very aware, but we all need to be aware. You just don't let it, you just don't put, when this show is over tonight, if you put it behind you and don't think twice about it in your future, shame on you. Especially if you have family, friends, kids, whatever, people you love, and yourself. Because all this affects everything. It does. And I don't take it lightly. I just don't. I mean, I'm aware of it, and I know, even when I go to the grocery store, I'm buying things, and I'm picking it. It's like, they have the little codes on the fruit, tells you where they're from, kind of. You have to know the numbers, but you can look it up easily. Tells you if it's sprayed with insecticides. It tells you what part of the country it comes from, what part of the world it comes from. But we don't look. We just buy. It's like, how much is it? Because everything's so freaking expensive as it is. You're just trying to buy food for your family. Sucks. Sucks. Anyway, Jim Brewer. I like him. What we got going on here? Bill Gates. Bill Gates, also talks about climate change a lot. But yet, he doesn't believe in trees. He's got his own solution. He doesn't believe in trees like creating these, oxygen. He's all about, there's too much CO2. It's like, without CO2, all these plants will not live to make oxygen for us. But again, this is Bill Gates spewing his bullshit. And you just believe him like he knows what he's talking about. Who appointed him? This isn't rocket science. It's kids learn in grade school about plants and CO2 and oxygen. It's real simple. But Bill Gates doesn't plant trees, and he's going to tell you out of his own mouth.
I don't use some of the less proven approaches.
Such as?
I don't plant trees.
There's a lot of people who are very enamored with trees. We've got trees on this stage. Some people would even say that if you just planted enough trees, it could take care of the climate issue altogether.
And that's complete nonsense.
Okay.
I mean, are we the science people or are we the idiots? Which one do we want to be?
He's an asshole. Are we the science? That was the thing. Trust the science, right? Fauci, trust the science. Trust the science. Never again. Never again. We trusted them and they tried to take us all out. And there's still people that believe in it. Every time there's a new jab, they're running for it. It's like some men you just can't reach. Trust the science. He doesn't believe in trees. For the longest time, when they were a little bit more honest, it was all about planting trees. They make oxygen, we create CO2. They need the CO2 to live. Without CO2, they die. If they die, we die. It's real simple. I am no scientist, but you don't have to be one to know that little bit of information. It's just kind of common knowledge. And here you got that asshole telling you he's the friggin' genius. You need to trust him. That's the last person in the world you need to put your trust and faith into. He's trying to take you out because you're nothing to him. He'll be fine. When he's telling you everybody not to eat meat, I promise you he's eating meat, real meat. Promise you. But, again, I hope you all come to the realization that this is what's going on. Speaking of meat, fake meat. He came out, a couple of years ago? They started boasting. The media is not helping you at all either. They're making it sound like it's this great thing. Remember when Impossible Meat, Impossible Meat, like for vegetarians, and like it tastes like a burger, but it's really not a burger. And, again, in theory, it's kind of just like Black Lives Matter. When they came out with that slogan, it sounds nice. It sounds like something you'd go, well, yes, Black lives do matter. And it sounds like something you'd stand behind until the smarter people figured out that they didn't help any Black lives, except they took all that money and stuffed their own pockets and all bought mansions and really didn't help anybody. So screw friggin' Black Lives Matter. Not that Black lives don't matter, but screw the organization. Every life matters. It's really simple. We all need to fucking love each other. It's that simple. And I just swore. Told myself I wasn't going to swear at tonight's show, but that's my heart. fake. So they came out with the Impossible Burger, and you know, in your mind you're thinking, well, it's made with soybean and this and you know, just other vegetables and this. Farthest from the truth. Yes, there's some of that in there to hold it all together, but the chemicals and the processing that goes into that crap to try to make you think like you're eating healthier is actually far from healthy. It's more crap. It's all chemicals. But you watch the advertisement, you listen to the news, the media. Oh, this is great. Taste it. Tastes just like my burger. Except it isn't. And it really isn't healthy. They're lying to you. Go do a little, Google it. Shit, but most people won't. But here, fake meat. The last thing I want is fake meat and chicken. You know, and they're sliding it into our food chains. God forbid, I don't know what fast food places are getting it, but I'm sure it's places. I've already heard, like, you know, even in stores, it's there. And some people have caught on. They go, this does not look like friggin' chicken breasts. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's hate. Here, let him tell you. There you go.
In 2021, Bill Gates said all rich countries should move to 100% synthetic beef. Well, he just got one step closer to that utopian dream. On June 21st, 2023, the USDA gave the first ever approval to 2 tech food startups, Upside Foods and Good Meat, to sell test tube chicken. It's actually cultivated in steel tanks, but you get the idea. Franken chicken sandwich, anyone? Live chicken cells are nourished in a broth of nutrients, and they do what stem cells do and create progeny all over the place. And then the masses of lab-grown chicken muscle are then shaped into familiar cutlets, boneless, no doubt, and sold retail. At least one of the companies is using genetic engineering to promote continuous growth of the cells. It's a little worrying that the proprietary processes used will not be likely open to scrutiny. With the mainstream media fawning all over them, they enthusiastically claim lab-grown meat will bring an end to the high environmental impact of the present meat industry. And then UC Davis research rained on their parade. They reported the impact of lab-grown meat is likely to be orders of magnitude higher than the real thing. Lots of consumers are apparently averse to their chicken having a steel vat for a mother. But not to worry, the USDA gave the industry $10 million of your money to address consumer acceptance. Now, I'm just wondering, should we be genetically modifying meat of animals that took hundreds of thousands of years to develop into a favorite menu item? Is it just me, or is that arrogance that's likely to end in tears?
Why? They keep on telling you that cows and they're emitting too much methane gas, and it's bad for the environment, and they take up too much land to eat the grass and all that kind of stuff. It's like, he needs to go screw himself. And we need to be the ones to tell him that. If enough people speak out, he's outnumbered, people. He's outnumbered. When people start getting up and saying enough of the bullshit, he'll sit down. I don't care how much money he has. He'll sit down. We don't have to buy into this crap. It's not good for you. It doesn't make sense. It makes dollars for him. He's the one putting the money up and pushing it. And then they pay the media to talk all these nice things about it, about how great this stuff is and how, you know, it's just better for the environment. And that's not, again, the environment. Bullshit. Stop. Speak up. So we don't want this crap. But if you want to eat it, God bless you. It's not coming across my table, though. Cold day in hell. Cold day in hell. It's bad enough for years. We got Monsanto with the GMOs. They got all these chemicals, you know, growing the corn. You buy, you know, popcorn, microwave popcorns, and this and that. All those kernels, everything, they're all got chemicals, and they're not natural corn. It's just all infused with stuff to make it grow quicker, faster, bigger, you know, all this kind of stuff. We're eating enough crap as it is. The food dyes, you know, RFK Jr.'s, you know, trying to get some of this crap out of the foods. He's got a long way to go. He's going to have to do this for the next 20 years and hit it hard every single day. There's so much crap in everything. So as if we don't have enough, they keep bringing more. Why? It's not because they care about you or me, and it's not even because it makes sense. It's because it makes him money. It's all about money. Everything's about money. Not about you. They don't care about you. You're a peon, a little ant. You're consuming. They just want your money. Eat this. It's great. Take it a step further now. This is just recently now. Now butter. They've come up. He's financed some company that takes wax and gas and air and whatever and makes a fake stick of butter. Would you eat this shit? I mean, I look at it first, and then you tell me, all right? Fake butter. That's what you got next to look forward to. Cooking with this crap. As if the margarines, and there wasn't enough crap in some of those margarines and all that as it is, with the bad, oils of the, soybeans and this, all those bad seed oils. Let's take it a step further. And he says, oh, this is great for you. I just don't see it. But here you go. What do I know?
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia. In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
So you're using this gas right now to cook your food. And we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company is called Savor. Their team's here in Batavia, Illinois, and their home lab base in San Jose, California, backed by Bill Gates, who wrote in his blog, quote, "The idea of switching to lab-made fats and oils may seem strange at first, but their potential to significantly reduce our carbon footprint is immense. And you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate."
This is pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat, some water, a little bit of lecithin as an emulsifier, and some natural flavor and color.
How? Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here? Replicate those chains without animals or plants. And they did it. They tell me, to simplify, they take carbon dioxide from the air and hydrogen from water, heat them up and oxidize them. The final result?
It looks like a wax, like a candle wax at first.
But they're fat molecules, like the ones in beef, cheese, or vegetable oils.
Sustainability is why we are here.
It's all done releasing zero greenhouse gases, using no farmland to feed cows.
We're not at full capacity in this facility yet.
And even though we're standing in a factory setting,
and in addition to the carbon footprint being much lower for a process like this, right, the land footprint is 1,000 times lower than what you need in traditional agriculture.
No palm oil, a significant contributor to deforestation and climate change. That's not all. Of the 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases emitted every year, 7% is from the production of fats and oils from animals and plants. So when could you get a taste yourself? Right now, they're working directly with restaurants, bakeries, and food suppliers, releasing these chocolates made with their butter in time for the holidays.
Savor butter in either its current manifestation or with our partners. We expect that to be on the shelves kind of more around 2027.
Maybe if we're lucky, it'll never make it to the shelves. See, this is how they're going to do it. They're going to sell it for less. People in business are going to say, well, it fits the mold. It tastes just like it, and we can save money, therefore putting more money in our pockets, putting it in your baked goods, putting it in things that you don't even know it's there. And you're eating wax that tastes like butter, that gives the appearance or the flavor of butter. It sucks. It just sucks. We need everybody to go screw that. And I think that in the beginning, just like they tried with the fake meat and the chicken and stuff like that, or people were all for it because they make it sound like it's a great alternative and it's not going to hurt you. But then, almost like electric cars, and they were shoving electric cars down everybody's throats. I watched my area where I'm living just start getting flooded with electric cars because, again, people just buy into the whole thing too quick. I'm sitting back and I'm watching. I'm just watching. I'm going, these people are buying these freaking electric cars, and it's going to bite them in the ass because they're not all what they're cracked up to be. Now, the Teslas are kind of cool. I mean, they do drive good and all that. But again, the mileage, the range, the cost of the batteries, the time it takes to charge, all that. I was thinking all that in consideration. Most people, when they buy into all these new ideas, it's that instinct. My ex-wife was like that. She was a compulsive buyer. I hated it. If she went into a car dealership, she'd walk out with a car and come home and go, look what I got. We're not married anymore. Anyway, same thing. People will say, well, we'll give it a shot. And then hopefully you start waking up and going like, we don't need this. This is not, we don't need this. I mean, they're making you feel like you need this because they're saying it's about the environment. See, they're giving you climate change and we need to stop. When people start telling you this crap, and I hope you'll take this information and go a little bit further and just to solidify, to secure it in your head that it's not just coming from this show, that there's other people talking about this stuff. There's not enough hours in the day for me to show you a certain topic, all the information that's out there if you go looking for it. But then you need to just, when people are telling you, yeah, you should be eating this wax butter made out of gas and imitation molecules and all this kind of stuff, you need to tell them it's like, take your shit and go home. We don't want it. And that's it. And they will quickly go away. It's funny how things come in and they spend all these millions and millions telling you how great. And if it fails, they just silently go away. And you forget that they even came because they just go away. And then they until they can come up with another plan. I'm showing you all these things to bring it to your attention. Do not let it go out of your head. Take it a step further, please. Animals. I mean, if they can't get you to take the old jabberini, I was hearing things about how they were going to be putting things in lettuce and, the medical stuff. One way or another, they want to get it in you. Putting it in animals. Animals, I mean, all these farmers, they inject animals with, all kinds of things for their health, for them to grow faster. There's a lot of crap going into animals, too, sadly. But now it's going to be even more dangerous because they want to put the things that you won't take because it's going to be harmful to you. They want to put it in animals. They probably already are. Putting it in animals, which then we eat, which then becomes a part of us. And then before you know it, we got all that stuff in us that's going to do the damage it's going to do because we didn't want to take it, but we ended up eating it and it becomes part of our bodies, into our bloodstreams and attaching to all our organs and all that kind of stuff. And before you know it, and you can't even trace it. Something happens to you, God forbid, down the road as you get older or not older. It's just, we just put the old C word on it, cancer. Everybody goes, well, everybody gets cancer. And, it's just the norm. That's how clever they are. Here, Bill Gates and what he's doing to animals. Enjoy.
Once you vaccinate these animals, and these animals feed human beings meat, milk is affected. These vaccines are actually mRNA vaccines that they're injecting in the animals. Once you inject an mRNA, it doesn't die. It goes to the milk, it goes to the meat. So in turn, you're vaccinating the human beings through the kind of foods that they are consuming. If WHO is going to roll out a vaccine, but they've gotten 80% of funding on that project by the company that actually manufactures that vaccine, what does that tell you? Conflict of interest. This WHO that we trust is actually killing human beings in the name of health. The biggest scam in humanity was the COVID vaccine. Many people are not able to connect the dots, but you can connect these dots. You can connect the agriculture bills, the GMO, you can the vaccine, you can actually connect them to one person. Bill Gates is the one single owner of most GMO patents. So when we talk about GMO, it is him and his foundation.
Why is Bill Gates always so interested in Africa and Africa matters?
He's a psychopath. I'll just tell you, he's a representation of the globalists, the people, the proponents of the New World Order that are so engrossed in ruling the world, They are so engrossed in controlling humanity that feel they are actually gods in their own space.
So why do our politicians act as zombies, as if they don't know these things? And what are they doing to protect their citizens?
The love of money, especially in this country, is the cause of all our problems. The love that our politicians have for money. A Kenyan politician mention the money and they'll push a bill that they know is coming to finish the people.
She's very right. Now, do you notice they were talking about Africa? Do you ever, how many times do you actually think about it? I mean, I know that most of you probably know or probably haven't thought about it in a long time, but they test everything out in Africa. All these evil people go over to Africa, third world, because they have no money. They got corrupt politicians. Fauci, all of them. All these jabs and all that kind of stuff, cures, they go over there and they test them out on them. Test them out on them because they're poor. They don't know no better. They make deals with the politicians over there. They pay them off, and then they just shove and you know they don't matter. Their lives don't matter. You know, they're nothing. That's what they do over there. It all starts. I remember. I think AIDS started out in Africa. There's a drug called remdesivir, which was really what they were treating the. How do I going to say it? I don't want to say it. The Rona that we just recently had over these past few years. Yeah, they were treating it with this drug that failed miserably in Africa. And yet they used it over here. And it didn't treat anybody. But again, I got to stop there because when I did a show about that, they took it down in no time. The truth. Africa's like this just, let's go blow stuff up over there and, try stuff out because nobody pays attention to them anyway. So nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to know. It all starts over there. And then they bring it on out. It's terrible. Where are we at? So same thing, the jab, the old jabberini, telling you how it's good for you and this and that. There's more things going wrong based from it, but people are blind. People do not want to accept the fact that it wasn't good for you. I don't blame you for buying into it. I don't. They sold it well. For those of you who didn't do it, trusted your instinct that maybe you'll wait this out, God bless you. The ones that did and then found out later, there's nothing you can do. But there's plenty of people who still, I know people who it's like, if they come out with the fifth booster right now, they will be running to go get it and preaching to me on like how they won't get as sick if they were to get sick. And I just put my hands on my face and it's just, forget it. You're too far gone. Can't spend the time. There's not enough hours in the day. But again, this is all Bill Gates. He's the one who has heavily invested in all this with the patents, as they just said. Here you go.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Well, common sense would tell you if you have a man standing in front of you saying he's going to reduce the world's population by 10 or 15% using vaccines, what does that mean to you? It means somebody's going to die because you put a vaccine in them. It doesn't mean you're going to save people. That's pretty much common sense in my brain. But yet I saw him say it. He said it. And here we are. I don't know. I'm just, here we are. I'm now an anti-vaxxer. I wasn't before.
Tell me how it makes sense. Can you imagine sitting in that conference or whatever it was, TED Talks or whatever the heck, people paid money to go see that asshole talk, and you're sitting there and you're in the audience and he's saying, with better jabs, better health, we can reduce the population by 10 or 15%. And I'm thinking, how is that better? And who's sitting in that audience going, makes total sense to me? I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? And they just sit there quietly going, oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't be that stupid. You can't walk out of that place going, wow, this guy's groundbreaking. Here we are spending, with medicine, trying to help people age better and stay alive longer. And now they're all against it because people are staying alive too long. I mean, when you think about it, 200 years ago, you were lucky if you lived to 30. If you were 40, you were like, 100. And now we got people on average. Well, they say the average age for men is what, 68 or 69, which blows my mind. That ain't right. Shouldn't be right. But maybe, I don't look at those statistics. I just know that there's plenty of people living great lives in their 80s. And if you're lucky, you can live into your early 90s, and many do, but many don't. But here now, they don't want you. They don't want to pay you all that Social Security, all that stuff. They want that. It's all about money. It's all about money. Bill Gates, enemy number one when it comes to longevity. He doesn't want it because he's playing God with your lives. And again, if you don't think that it's affecting you, you're eating his food. You're eating the food that he's throwing the chemicals in. You are. Again, you may still be alive to talk about it right now, but 5 years from now, something comes up, 10 years from now, whatever, and maybe it would have never come up. That's my point. You're never going to know because that's how clever this is. It sucks. But here, more depopulation, stuff. Be right back.
Reducing population growth, that's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population,
Wait. What the?
More of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
What the fuck? Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic. There will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead.
We definitively will have to face other surprises, black swans, as they are called, maybe different kinds of viruses.
But also there will be a surprise outbreak.
Most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1. We just need to mess around.
The EPA recently approved an experimental use permit to Oxitec, a biotech company funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In an effort to fight malaria, Oxitec will soon release millions of genetically modified mosquitoes in various U.S. states. Programs are being developed to allow human immunization via mosquito bite. It was Science magazine that coined the phrase, flying syringes.
You should be concerned. Do you hear all those assholes that they think they should reduce the population? They predict, they already know there's going to be another. Of course they know, because they're creating everything. Who the hell are they? How they know? None of them are PhDs. I mean, things happen, but they're the ones making it happen at our expense. That's what I'm saying. But there's only a handful of these people, a couple of thousand at the most. 4,000? It's 380 million people in the United States alone. You have to stand up and say, no, stop. We're not having this crap. They'll calm down. But if you stay silent and just accept it, we're all doomed. They're going to keep going. They have the ambition. And if you're too busy to be bothered and concerned about your own life and your friends and family and this and that, it's like, that's on you. You have to live with that. You hear them. They're right there from our own president, from the former administration, telling these lies. Lies, lies, lies. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. A few minutes. Maybe I'll take a phone call or two. 818-259-7983. If you have anything you want to say about this topic, I'll take a phone call or two, and then we're going to go. I think I've made my point. I hope I have, on how evil this man is. That's only one. Don't forget about the rest. George Soros, who funds all the division, keeps everybody hating everybody. What's his name? Klaus Schwab, whatever. The one who dresses like somebody out of Star Trek from the 60s with his space uniform. They're all just dictating to the world. And who are they and where did they come from? They just self-appointed themselves. But again, we're too busy in our lives just doing what we do. 818-259-7983. If you have any commentary about what I've just spoken, Peter, you're full of crap. I agree with you. Something I don't know you want to share with the audience, give it a couple of minutes. If you don't want to say anything, I got one more video that I'm going to close out with, because again, movies are true to life. I'm finding out growing up, like a lot of these movies that were made, I don't know how the hell they do it. They put it right in front of you. But these movies that have been made were, 30 years down the road are talking about what we're living in now. 818-259-7983. Don't be shy. If you got something you want to say, if you don't, not a big deal. I think I've said enough. I hope I've made a point. I really do. I hope it opens your eyes a little bit, because it's important. I don't know. It makes me crazy. That's why I had to talk about him. He's too quiet. This guy just, he's so rich. He just can do whatever he wants. He, talks about you flying on airplanes and this and that, just like John Kerry and all these other assholes about climate change. And again, we're going to get into that stuff down the road, hopefully before the year is over, maybe within the next month or two. But yet they're flying their private jets. They go anywhere they want, anytime they want. It doesn't matter, because they're important, because they need to be, because they're the ones telling you what you need to do, because they know better. I'm all up for somebody who knows better, but I know that they don't know better. It's just what they want. And who the hell are they? Enough is enough, people. Keep it in your heads. Do not take this lying down. It's going to cost all of us. I mean, you may live to 70, but what if you could have lived to 90? What if you were 90 and you could have been 100? I don't know. I like life. I do. I hope to live a long, ripe old age. I don't know why, but I just do. Call me crazy. 818-259-7983. You want to voice your opinion? You agree, you disagree, something you need to add to the conversation. Let's see, we got another comment here. What does the wax do to the human body? Steve says. What does the wax, that wax do? Who knows? Who knows? If anything, it's not going to happen overnight. But over long term, you were talking about that butter, the fake butter now. Who knows? They're never going to tell you. Same thing about the old Jabberini. They're not going to tell you all the damage. They have evidence. They're keeping track. They knew what batches went to every area, to what people, to everything, to all the deaths, to everything. They keep track on everything, because we were a human trial study. Still, and it's going to take years so they can see the outcomes. A lot of people, how they call it, a slow kill. That was the intent. Like, doesn't happen. Some happen right away. People with underlying issues, it just amplifies them. But some, it'll be 5 years, 3 years, a year, 10 years. Things that may not have come up will come up, and then sayonara. I don't know what the wax will do to the human body. Again, I don't want to find out what the wax will do to the human body from the fake butter. We don't need friggin' fake butter. We don't need it. Screw them, because they tell us we need it. Anyway, all right, last call. 818-259-7983 is the number. Earlier, I had all these outspoken people. It's okay, because I got one more video. And again, this is from a movie called Utopia. But this is really what life is going to be all about, or what their intentions are. So pay attention to this last. Let me just get rid of this. We don't need no stinking phone calls. Where are we at? Banner, banner, banner. Swing, batter, batter, batter. I tell you, it's really great to be here. I appreciate you guys. Share this. If you care about your friends, your family, share. Important. A lot of people are just clueless, and it's sad, but I get it. I never realized how many people don't pay attention about anything. I too, when I was younger, I was too busy being young. But now there's a lot of the young people that are loudmouths, but that's because they're just being fed, brainwashed hatred. And now they're screaming at the top of their lungs to have a purpose, because this newer generation is all self-entitled anyway. Not everybody. A lot of people just plain freaking weird. I got my ass kicked when I got out of line. It worked. But I digress. All right, here's what's going to happen. I have one more I want to show you. This is from a movie called Utopia. And this is really what the intent is, what's going on. So it may be a movie, but stranger than fiction, however you want to put that, this is what's going on. Check it out and really pay attention, because this is the intent. That's all I can tell you, is this is the intent. And if we let them get away with this, it will be reality. And you watch this little clip, it ain't good.
The toughest questions we get asked and give our answers. One that's come up for a long time is, as we make the world healthier, is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible? The good news is that the faster we improve health, the faster family size goes down. And so we can feel great about saving those lives.
Did you put in that vaccine?
And when this vaccine fails, I'll be the scapegoat.
He created a flu that sparked the demand for a vaccine that doesn't work. After everyone in the country is vaccinated.
And the world?
He'll have murdered millions.
Nope, you don't have it.
We need to go now before that vaccine ships and more people die.
Give a certain percentage of the population a fatal illness, and you make sure it's genetic. See, that was the exciting part. You pass it down. So if you have children before you die. Becky, do you have children? How much evil do you have to do good? People are driven by the need to know what happens next. Do you want to know what happens next? Your father created a world-changing, not world-ending, a world-changing, world-improving omnivirus. And we have taken that virus and embedded it in the vaccine of this Turns flu. I knew it.
He created a panic, and now everybody's begging for the vaccine.
No. Demanding it with all the entitlement of a first world country. Yes. And now we have exactly what we want. Hundreds of millions of Americans lining up, offering us their arms, and letting us give them our creation.
I'm pretty sure when every vaccinated person starts dying, they'll trace it back to undetectable virus or not.
Then understand this. What we are doing is far bigger than death.
Wait, this virus is not deadly.
It looks pretty damn deadly.
Tell me this. What have you done today to earn your place in this crowded world? Exactly. Everything I do is a cure for our current situation.
Wait, how's it a cure? You're killing people.
I told you it does not kill. That was the amazing epiphany we had. We didn't have to kill to accomplish our goal.
Which is what?
stop human reproduction for 3 generations.
Ta-da! Fear. They're going to try to get everybody scared again about, I'm going to bring this up real quick. Every time somebody catches a cold lately, I see on Facebook, they're showing those little testers, those COVID testers. Why? Why do you have to go test yourself? You're friggin' sick. You got a friggin' cold. My whole life, every time you got the cold or the flu, you're sick. Why do you have to prove it to yourself that you're sick when you know you're sick? Because you got to show it on these dial-in estimator things to prove it and point it to COVID instead of the regular old flu. They have brainwashed the shit out of everybody based on fear tactics. And now here we are years down the road, several years down the road now. And I know people, I just saw it the other day. Somebody saying, I feel like I got hit by a truck, and they got a picture of the, it looks like the pregnancy tester things with the little line going through it. And it's got to say COVID. There's flu, cold, flu. It's like, it's all cold and flu. But now we have to keep that word COVID, and that in your brain is at such a higher level. It's the flu. Stop it. Stop buying into their crap. This is what's going to happen again. They're going to scare the shit out of you. You saw them, to where you're going to be begging for the cure, even though there's probably not that big of a deal, but they're going to scare you into it. And then whatever's going in you down the road, longevity, reproduction, whatever, illness, amplifying underlying issues in you, who knows? My point being, it's like, why take the chance believing these assholes? If I haven't brought up enough information for you, you have every right to go and take a little bit of time out of your life, and if your life's important, and go dig a little deeper. That's what I did. That's why I'm bringing it to you, because I care. I do. I didn't intend my shows to be all about this kind of stuff, but it is so important for the sake of humanity. For the people I love. I can't it's killing me to see a friend tell me how crazy I am. And they're going to get their 18th booster. And they're just one of the lucky ones that are still standing, because they're one of the fortunate ones that don't have some underlying things. And they say, well, you don't get it. My cousin died of, the Rona. It's like, you don't know the facts. You just know that that's what they told you. But that's enough for you. It's enough for you. Give me some more. It's sad. It's sad. Especially when the truth is out there. There's doctors talking all about it, how they were forced into pushing this whole thing, and the money incentives and all this kind of stuff. I have all the biggest of the big, from the presidents to the news anchors, telling you how if you get the old jab, you'll never catch anything. It just doesn't happen. And then all of a sudden, everybody's getting sick and sick and sick. And then they go, well, you won't get as sick. And they kept changing the story. When do you figure out that it's all nonsense? At what point? On your deathbed? I hope not. I love you guys. I do. I want to remind everybody that next week, speaking of health, again, with Bill Gates, he's talking about, if we improve the jabs, it will help reduce, if we improve health, it's going to reduce the population by 10 or 15%. He's telling you. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what does. Go back and watch these videos again, please, for your own sake. I mean, how much more blatant can he be? And everybody's like, oh, okay. Again, I want to remind you, next week, Wednesday, September 3rd, naturopathic Dr. Michael Johnson from Appleton, Wisconsin. This guy is good. This guy doesn't find how to cover up your issues. He's the one who knows how to get the right tests to figure out where your issues are originating from, and then treat the issues from their origin, not just cover them up. He's super good. I love this guy. I could have him on every month, because there's so many types of illnesses and things like that. And he's a plethora. He's been doing it for over 40 years. And he gets ridiculed a lot, but there's a lot of good that comes out of him. Wednesday, September 3rd, right here, It's next week. Wednesday, September 3rd, Dr. Michael Johnson, naturopath, on the Peter G Show. Plethora of information, great stuff. You're going to want to tune in because everybody's got something. And I will point you in the direction on, he's got 1 million TikTok videos and on all these different topics. That's how I found him. And he was gracious enough, and he's super cool and easy to talk to. And he's just common sense, but a lot of people we've lost our way. You're going to want to catch that next week. All right. Please. Again, thank you. Please, I'm going to ask you for the last time of the night, share. Subscribe on YouTube. Even if you don't watch it from YouTube, just go hit that button. They give me such a hard time. If this show survives their platform, it'll be by the grace of God, because I know I'm stepping on toes right now that they're not going to like. Facebook, like, follow, share. I need all this. We're on other platforms too. There's Odyssey, and all the shorts are on TikTok and Instagram and the Threads, Rumble, BitChute it doesn't get. They're pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good too. But again, I fluctuate on some not as good, some really good. We're on a whole bunch of different. Google Peter G Show. It's easy. And don't forget the audio podcast. Put an earbud in your ear if you don't have time to watch. Take the show on the road with you while you're working, while you're jogging, exercising, while you're commuting in the car. Listen to the shows. Most of the shows are pretty. You can understand everything, via the audio. Sometimes it pays to watch the videos, but again, point made. All right, it's that simple. But that was it. That's what I have for you. Love to know your thoughts. You can write info@PeterG Show. I'll put it up there. Where the hell is it? Real quick, because I never do it, and that's probably if you have any questions, comments, you got a reason to be a guest on the show, contact us. info@PeterGShow.com. Send me an email or send an email and it'll get to me, or all the above. info@PeterG Show. I'm listening. I am. I need to go on more people's shows as a guest, because that's the problem. I need to go spread the word that way. I've been so busy with this, but I've kind of made up my mind. You want to have me on your show? Here I am. Hey, you want me as a guest on your show? I'll bring something to the table. That much I promise you. Don't know what. Depends on what the show is going to be. But I can do it. Or my name is not Peter G. I love you guys. Lastly, life's a bitch. We're all under pressure. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's got their own problems, and to them, it's the biggest problems in the world, okay? It is. When you're around people and sometimes they're getting under your skin or this and that, or strangers and this and that, you don't know what's going on in their heads. You don't know how they're thinking, what's happening. Their world could be falling apart. Some people are stressing over, $10 for something. Some people are stressing over $10,000. Stress is stress. And then you say, well, he's $10,000. Well, it's all equivalent. It all evens out in the person's head. That $10 is just as much as $10,000. That $10,000 is just as much as $100,000 to somebody else. It all evens out. Before you lash out, take a deep breath. Think before you speak. I know from experience. Still working on it. It's a work in progress, but I'm getting a lot better. Be kind. Be kind. You don't have to take a lot of shit from people, but you don't have to be an ass either. Again, you don't know what's going on in the other person's head. Just take a step back. I always try now to take a few seconds before I open my mouth. Just like that. Let my head think about it for a second, catch myself, and then speak. There's a lot of that going on. People they see something on the news. I have told you this year's motto is, these people that just see something on the news and they can't wait to run to Facebook to say, see, I told you so. And then it wasn't even true. The motto in the Peter G Show this year is shut the fuck up. Take a second and breathe. Let things simmer before you open your mouth. I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way, because these are people that I love. And no, not all of them, but a lot of them. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's that simple. Life will be better that way. Stop screaming and getting all upset. It doesn't do any good. You're just pissing people off and losing friends. And then you go, well, I don't care. It's like, you should care. You should care. because you were friends for a long time, and all of a sudden now they're, again, the division, it works. They're doing their job, and you're falling right for it. Do yourself a favor. Take a breath. Calm the fuck down and shut the fuck up. I love you. My name is Peter G. Thank you for watching Life of Peter G, The Peter G Show, every Wednesday like clockwork, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That's all, folks. I love you. I do. See you next week. Peace out.
Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad. Divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.